For obvious reasons, 2020 and 2021 were rocky years for sports franchises around the world. And when it comes to the NBA, some observers feel that the 2022 season will be just as topsy-turvy as the past 2 years. So stay tuned, don't go away, because the 2022 NBA season is going to look totally different. Here's how. First up, what did the 2021 season look like? Let's have a look. Considering the chaos and confusion created by the COVID pandemic throughout 2020 and 2021, the 2021 season actually turned out to be not as bad as many had predicted. There were some high points. One of the high points that sticks out in the minds of many is the fact that Giannis Antetokounmpo finally captured his championship crown that he had been chasing for years. He also witnessed several low points, such as both of the men's and women's Canadian national teams fumbling yet again, but many feel that for the most part it was a fairly distant year for professional basketball. However, one of the most obvious disappointments of the 2021 season came recently over the past few weeks with COVID-19, more specifically the fast-spreading and highly contagious Omicron variant. In fact, much of the focus in the media lately has been about the Omicron variant. In NBA news, this new viral strain has been once again dominating the headlines across the NBA. This has led to a number of frustrations, including postponed games, which has left many fans wondering if a league pause or even a total shutdown is on the horizon. With 2021 now over, though, it makes sense to stop focusing on the past and set our sights on the future of the NBA. Next up, are the rumors true that there will be a shutdown for the 2022 NBA season? Let's find out. Contrary to what you may have heard, the 2022 NBA season will not shut down. Every day, rumors pop up about different players dealing with the NBA's health and safety protocols, games being postponed, delayed, and no-named players from the G League coming up and getting signed by teams on so-called hardship exceptions. Given all this instability, it's completely logical to think that a pause or even a shutdown is imminent, but we're here to tell you that that is not going to happen. The 2022 season should see the league operating the same way it's been for the past few years. We're likely to see more games postponed. It's quite possible that some games will be canceled altogether. You could also see teams being forced to play short-handed games more often than they normally would, and it's possible that this will lead to less than stellar games. This is why so many people think that the NBA will press pause. It's also possible that we'll see the NBA introduce a bubble again. One thing we know for sure is that the Players Association doesn't want that. The prevailing attitude among the NBA is that they have to essentially power through the pandemic and hope for a phenomenal spring when the pandemic settles down. If the pandemic does wind down by the spring, teams in the league should be back in their normal profit ranges. Up next, will Kyrie Irving get vaccinated? You're about to find out. Brooklyn Nets star point guard Kyrie Irving refused to get vaccinated for COVID-19 at the beginning of the season. New York state legislation requires that all private employers obtain proof of vaccination from all workers entering the workplace. The Nets have a solid chance at winning the title this season if Irving's able to play with superstars Kevin Durant and James Harden. But Irving was essentially benched for his refusal to get vaccinated. The Brooklyn Nets have officially ended their battle with Irving over his vaccination status, and from what we can see, it's a battle that Irving has clearly won. Rapid spreading of the coronavirus Omicron variant has punched holes in the player rosters of teams all across the NBA. Widespread COVID testing made several players ineligible to play against the positivity rates were so high. The Nets finally caved to Irving, who hasn't played a game yet this season. New York City's vaccine mandate for indoor facilities meant that Irving was even banned from home games. Allowing Irving to play now for away games is a serious turnaround. After Irving cleared the NBA's COVID-19 requirements, he became eligible to play when the Nets head to Indiana to face the Pacers on January 5th. Stay tuned, don't go away, because we're revealing how the 2022 NBA season could really look totally different. Next up, will the Raptors trade one of their core 3 players? Let's dig deeper. At some point in 2022, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, or OG Anunoby will likely be traded. The Toronto Raptors have hotshot rookie Scottie Barnes and will likely try and use Barnes to build a much stronger team. Because Barnes is only 20 years old, still growing and still learning, his competitiveness level doesn't exactly match up with the current Raptors power trio. Siakam is 28 years old and so is VanVleet. They're veterans and they're at the opposite end of the learning curve spectrum. Anunoby is still only 24 years old, so he'll probably hit his prime when Barnes rises through the ranks in the next few seasons. seasons. Barnes looks like the kind of rookie that the Raptors can turn to and build a successful line around, but to do that, the Raptors will have to secure players that are better aligned with Barnes' developmental timeline. Instead of focusing on winning right now, it would be wiser for the Raptors to focus on winning in the future. This doesn't mean that the Raptors are looking to make big trades when the deadline rolls around, and it doesn't mean a crazy selling spree is coming in the offseason. All it means is that the Raptors' best trading options are their best current players. So if the Raptors want to secure fresh top talent, they're going to have to trade some of their own. Up next, has DeMar DeRozan finally found the right team at the right time? Let's find out. Many fans suspect that DeMar DeRozan is going to win the NBA's MVP award in 2022. But the way things look right now, it seems as though Golden State Warriors point guard Stephen Curry will be the front runner to win the MVP award. And when you look at Curry's contributions to the game, it should come as no surprise. The Dubs are currently the best team in the league, and much of the reason for that is Curry. This season, Curry was the best player on Golden State's team, and it isn't the first time either. Those who swear by NBA analytics may not agree, but despite Curry's successes, he may not be the best candidate for the MVP award. 2022 season will likely see DeMar DeRozan be named Most Valuable Player. In DeRozan's first season alone with the Chicago Bulls, he was able to average 26.8 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.2 assists on 50% of all his shots, and has had one of the top success rates for sinking three-pointers and converts of 33.3% of those shots. More importantly though, DeRozan has breathed new life to the Chicago Bulls franchise and market, something that the team has been desperately needing for a long time. DeRozan brought the Bulls back into the spotlight, so to speak, and because of his efforts, the team is near the top of the Eastern Conference standings. Not bad at all. If DeRozan keeps up with his current level of play and productivity, the Bulls will keep winning most of their games. So, given what we know, it's a safe bet that DeRozan will grab the MVP award from Curry and leave him in the dust. Finally, everyone's wondering if a major college coach will be named the new Canadian women's basketball head coach. Let's take a look. In late September of 2021, it was revealed that longtime Canadian women's national basketball team head coach Lisa Thomaidis would be stepping down from her role. Thomaidis helped the program become the number 4 ranked in the world. Her resignation comes after a disappointing run at the Tokyo Games that saw Canada fail to even advance past the group stage. Since Thomaidis made the announcement that she was stepping down as the head coach of the national team, her position has been vacant. Good news though, it won't remain that way in 2022 because it will be filled by a veteran coach from the college level. We've uncovered 2 possible names that might be a perfect fit for Canada's women's national team. Dawn Staley from South Carolina or Basketball Hall of Famer Jen Auriemama of UConn. The 2 coaches are currently coaching national team stars Letitia Amihir and Aaliyah Edwards. Of course, there's no guarantee that Staley or Auriemma will get the job, but they really do seem like the best candidates to take the Canadian women's team back to the Olympics for success. Canadian women's team has some incredible talent. They just need the right coaches to guide them that extra mile toward victory. In major international basketball competitions such as the Olympics, coaching is a key factor for winning. A team can have the best players, but if it has the worst coach, failure is almost inevitable. The Canadian women's team deserves coaches that are of championship caliber. Coaches like Staley and Auriemma, these ladies have a proven track record and have both won Olympic gold medals for Team USA in the past. That's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching until the end.